What's burning? What's burning? What's burning with KB?
It's time for What's Burnin' with Kevin KB Burns, presented by Bill Lacasse and SRG Financial Advisors. But first, please join us as we honor our great nation with the playing of our national anthem. And now your host, Kevin KB Burns.
Hey, are you ready? Well, it is time for What's Burnin' right here on Lake TV. I'm your host, KB. It's great to be with you for another week of very informative programming. We've got some folks we're going to be talking to today, talking about some various events going on around the Lake of the Ozarks that I'm sure you'll be excited to be involved with. Of course, we can't do this without the help of our wonderful, wonderful sponsors, including our title sponsor, the good folks at SRG Financial Advisors. How about Budget Blinds? How about Ozark Barge and Dock? How about our veterinary at the lake? And of course, the official bottled water of What's Burnin', that's none other than Culligan Lake of the Ozarks. We've got a great program lined up for you folks, so stick around. We're going to be talking with Carolyn Stoner Bowling from Medical Missions for Christ. They've got a trivia challenge coming up on Saturday, October the 15th. We'll find out more about what they do, how they can help you, and the trivia challenge. We'll also take the opportunity to check in with Heather Brown from the Lake of the Ozarks Convention and Visitor Bureau. It is just about Harbor Hop time. She's got all the information you're going to need. Our good buddy, David Leatherberry, who's a member of the staff, he and I are going to test our knowledge, or test his knowledge, of trivia. Some of the trivia questions, well, not the ones they're going to ask at the trivia challenge this go around, but we'll just see how he does, and we'll also take the time to, well, check out our furry friends, the Dinosaur Clan. 5 felines that need a good home at Ozarks Cat and Canine, and it is all coming up right here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
It was a Saturday. Chris was a good dad. His water practices, not so much. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Culligan. Got a water pitcher for the fam. Pretty safe, huh?
Well, basic water pitchers are passable, whereas a Culligan reverse osmosis system can reduce lead, arsenic, pesticide runoff.
You realize these have filters?
Chris, pour it out.
It's not going fast enough. Just done with that.
When your water's right, so is your world. I wrote that!
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Hey, welcome back to What's Burnin' here on Lake TV. It's always great to have you with us, and it's always great to be able to promote local organizations doing fun things and raising awareness about what they do. And we have with us Miss Carolyn Stoner-Bowling, who is with the Medical Missions for Christ. They've got a trivia challenge coming up on October the 15th. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit. And apparently, Carolyn has said she's going to quiz me. She's got some trivia questions, so please don't make fun of my lack of knowledge. I'll do the best I possibly can. Great to have you with us. Thanks so much for coming in.
It's good to be here. Thank you for having me. It's always fun
you.
to spend time on the air with you.
I've known Carolyn for quite a while, and of course, we've had the opportunity to talk about the Trivia Challenge off and on. How many years have you been doing that?
This will be our 9th year. We skipped the last 2 years because of COVID.
Right.
So this is our 9th year.
Yeah. But first, let's talk about Medical Missions for Christ and your clinic and where it's located and what you provide to the community.
Okay. Well, I should mention first that I'm the former director. I retired last year, but I still volunteer there a lot because this is something I'm very passionate about. It's really close to my heart.
Carolyn, God love her, is retired, semi-retired, because this is what always happens. People say, you know what, I think I'll retire next year or whatever. And what did you give him, 3 years warning?
Yeah, I gave him 3 years notice.
Yeah. And so she's retired, but not really.
Well, I still do a lot, again, because I'm very passionate about it. And of course, the Trivia Challenge, my late husband Gary and I were the ones that actually started that in 2012. We had our first one. And so it's kind of close to my heart for that reason, too, because it's something we really enjoyed doing together.
And I'll tell you what, Gary was an incredible man, and it was my pleasure to know him. And then his brother Larry, which he's kind of a trivia
trivia nut, you can say it.
Trivia nut.
Yeah,
Get a knock on the
they
door.
have a team every year, so they'll have a team there this year.
Well, we're certainly glad to have the opportunity, but let's talk a little bit about Medical Missions for Christ, your clinic, where it's at, and we also want to mention your new director, Krista Carter, as well.
Yes. Krista Carter is the new director there. She started a year ago, and she's doing a really great job. It's a free clinic for people who are uninsured or underinsured and low income. And we also do a lot of things for other people in the community that are having trouble connecting with the right resources. We have a shepherding program there that helps people who maybe need some medical supplies or medical equipment and their insurance or whatever's not providing that. So we do a lot of things for people that fall a little bit outside what our normal clientele is. But what we do is provide medical care, dental care. We also have chiropractors that come in and help with pain management. We have prescription assistance for people who can't afford their medications, and everybody I think kind of knows how crazy things are with prescription meds right now. So we do a lot of work with that. We also have a lot of other things that kind of go along with those things. We have a mammogram van that comes 4 times a year, and other services too numerous to name, but nutrition counseling, a lot of things like that. So
basically, you pretty much run the gamut.
Yeah, pretty much anything another clinic would offer. And one of the things that's really great about it is we hear feedback from people who come to us that have been to other clinics. We had a lady a while back that said that she had gone to Mayo before she lost her insurance, and she thought we were as good as Mayo. Now, we don't do the same things Mayo does, obviously, but as far as the patient care and the quality of physicians that we have and staff, she just, she equated us with the best clinic she'd ever been to.
Well, that's pretty impressive, and
Yeah.
that certainly kind of sets the bar for folks who might be interested in checking out what they do. Again, the Medical Missions for Christ Clinic, which is located, did you mention that?
No, not yet. It's 1974 North Business Route 5. That's the old Highway 5. We're at the north edge of town in the same building as the Camden County Health Department. So we're very easy to find. We're right next door. In fact, we share the same parking lot with Lake Regional Medical Center.
I've got to ask you, how did you get involved with this in the first place? You've been with them for a while.
I have. I came in 2010. I actually was looking for a job. The company I used to work for had gone out of business, and I've worked in the medical field my whole adult life, and was looking for another job, and I came in to volunteer. And one of the board members asked me if what my experience was, and she said, we've been looking for a director for some time, and we've narrowed it down to 2 or 3 people. And it's too bad we didn't know that you were available, or we would have talked to you. And I said, that's okay. I really wasn't interested in that. Didn't come there looking for a job, just to volunteer. And that was on a Tuesday. On Thursday, the board asked to meet with me. I went to a meeting, and they offered me the job on the spot. So I think it was a God thing. I think it was just meant to be.
They locked the doors and wouldn't let you out until you said yes. One of those kind of deals.
Well, I told them, you don't get rich working in charity. I mean, that's just part of it. And so, I kind of hesitated when they told me what they could pay, and I said, I will promise you a year. I said, for this pay, I'll promise you for a year. And I stayed for 12, so that's how much I loved it.
And you even gave them 3 years notice to start kind of looking around.
Gave them plenty of time.
Are you seeing more people coming in these days? As you mentioned earlier, you talk about the issues with prescription medication and how some folks are having a rough time there. COVID was pretty tough for a lot of people as well. Right. Are you seeing more and more people coming through the door? I know you've been retired for a year, but you still have to kind of keep tabs on things. Sure.
We are seeing, we're seeing a lot of people for new reasons. Because healthcare is constantly changing.
Certainly
With
is.
the expansion in Medicaid, that made a difference in the kind of patients we were seeing and the things that people needed. So I've always said, we've had this discussion with our board often, and I always say to people who ask me that, we're not a business model. We don't have this thing that we do and we try to attract people to us. Instead, we look at the community and say, what does the community need? And then we adjust to that. So those needs are constantly changing. So that's one of the reasons we started doing other things for our community besides just those things we started out doing, medical and dental and the real basic stuff. We're also now seeing so many people, they have insurance, but they can't afford certain things because they have these high deductibles, and maybe they need some medical equipment, but they can't afford it, and so we can help sometimes connect them with those things. Or medicine, of course, is another big thing. If you've got this huge deductible and you can't pay for your medicine, you got to get it some other way. So we help people all the time with that.
Well, that's definitely a good resource to have in any community, is folks who can assist you and do what they can do to make sure that you get the best medical care available. Now, coming up on Saturday, October the 15th, it's going to be an interesting evening. It's going to be one of those evenings where a lot's on the line. A lot of egos, maybe a few, hurt feelings here and there, but all in all, it's for a good cause, and it's for a lot of bragging rights, as always. It's the 9th Annual Medical Missions for Christ's Trivia Challenge. And let's talk a little bit about this event, because it certainly does bring them out to have some fun and help raise money for a good cause.
Yes, that's our main fundraiser of the year. That's our big one, and we literally work all year on this. So it's a lot of planning goes into this. So we have teams of 6 people each, and we'll be having it at the Camdenton High School Commons area. So we've got lots of room for plenty of tables, and and a lot of people will ask me, oh, I'm afraid I'll be put on the spot and people will know that I don't know the answer. Well, you're working as a team, so nobody knows. You're just working within your own team, and together you come up with an answer, and everything's turned in writing, so nobody knows if you knew the answer to a question or not.
Right.
But it's that working as a team makes it even more fun. I hear this from people all the time. Because sometimes you can't come up with the answer on your own, but as your team discusses it, then you start remembering things come back to mind, and it just makes it more fun to do it as a team.
Yeah, and there are these little things you can get called mulligans.
Yes.
And if you you want to buy a mulligan, how much is that?
It's $2 each,
Right.
and you can use one per round.
Okay.
And so if you don't know the answer to a question or you're not sure, you can put a mulligan sticker on there and it will be counted as correct.
How many mulligans can you buy overall? How many rounds are there first?
There are 8 rounds
8
altogether.
rounds.
So
Can you buy 8 mulligans?
You can buy 8 mulligans, yes.
Well, there you go, folks.
Yes.
But you can only use one per round, so
That's right.
use them wisely. It's going to be a fun evening, dinner, door prizes, silent auction, and just a good opportunity again to possibly learn about, I don't know, what categories are we going to cover? Some of them anyway.
We have a very wide range of categories. We have 11 different categories we choose from. So there'll be questions on, of course, the Bible. Since we're a Christian organization, we have one per round on the Bible. And then we have sports and pop culture. We have music. We have history, sports. I'm going to forget some.
That's quite
literature, TVs and movies. Things in the news. Those are some of the categories that we have. So if you don't know something about one category, the next question is going to be about a different category. So that makes it, again, more fun.
So, you can get, how many members per team? 6?
6,
Okay. So, you've got a pretty good chance, of, at least a little bit better than 50-50 chance. If everybody knows at least a couple of things here and there, you should be just fine.
Right.
Going to have a different MC this year.
That's right. We're excited about that. Brandon Beck from KY3, for those of you on the side of the lake that get your stations out of Springfield, Brandon Beck is the morning meteorologist and has been doing our trivia night emceeing for, I believe, 6 or 7 years that he's done that. And unfortunately, he can't make it this year. And so we asked our good friend KB if he could step in. And on short notice, he said, absolutely, I'll help any way I can. Sure. So we're excited about having him. Everyone here at the lake knows him, and we know he'll do a great job emceeing.
Better an MC than some member of a team that could possibly cost them the trivia challenge. So we're just happy to have the opportunity to get out and help and get the word out about this. Tickets are $15 in advance, $20 at the door. Could you just go ahead and buy enough tickets for an entire team?
Sure,
or you're selling
absolutely.
tables? Or?
Yeah, we sell it by ticket. So if you wanted to buy for a whole table, you'd buy 6 tickets.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very easy to do. And as I said, you got a lot of different things going on. A fun evening. It starts at 5:30. Going to be in the Camdenton High School Commons area. 662 Laker Pride Road. It's going to be a fun evening, and we encourage everyone to come out. And how close are you to selling it out? So we want to do this. We want to sell it out.
We do live in the lake area, and a lot of people wait to the last minute to buy their tickets, and we understand that. But this year, we are pre-selling more tickets than we ever have before. So
Absolutely.
we usually have about 300 people playing. So I think we're going to go beyond that this year if everything is trending like it is now.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. And we certainly hope that folks will come out. If you buy the tickets in advance, that's $15 versus $20 at the door. That's 2 mulligans, so keep that in mind. Plus a fun night, always a good time, and we're certainly glad to have the opportunity to tell folks about it. And this is your major fundraiser for the year.
It is. And another advantage of getting your tickets in advance is that you get preferred seating. So as your order comes in or your reservation comes in for a table, then you get closer to the front of the building, so you can.
That's so you can hear me okay. Can you folks in back hear okay? That's fine. We might have to do a little of that. But you use a lot of different sources to verify the answers. And
yes, we do. And that's something we've always been really picky about, is that we verify each answer with at least 2 sources, never use Wikipedia. And And so the only exception to that would be the Bible questions, which of course we use the Bible as the reference for that.
Probably makes sense.
Yeah.
Take it straight from the source.
That's right.
Again, it's on Saturday, October the 15th, 5:30 p.m., Camdenton High School Commons area right there at Laker Pride Drive. $15 in advance, $20 at the door, silent auction, door prizes, food, fun, and lots of trivia, folks. So bring your A game and come on out and have some fun. And let's raise money for the Medical Missions for Christ. Any idea what the money is going to be earmarked for this year? Or do you
it's going into our general fund.
Okay.
So it will be to support operations, and 100% of it will be used to support what we do.
Anything else we want to mention, or did we get it all?
Yes, if you'd like to see one of these flyers, you can go to our Facebook page, Medical Missions for Christ Clinic, or you can go to our website, which is mm4c.org, and that's M as in Mary, the number 4, C as in Charles, .org. So mm4c.org, and you can print off one of these, and it's got a registration form at the bottom.
Very good. We'll put that up on the screen for everybody to see. I'm sure it's already there. Carolyn Stoner Bowling from the Medical Missions for Christ Clinic here in Camden County, right next door to the Camden County Health Department. Thank you so much. Great to see you as always.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We're going to have some fun.
We are going to have
That's
some
going to be a good
fun.
night.
You can come out and make fun of me if all else fails. Folks, stick around. We've got more coming up right here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Want to get to know local leaders better? Join Lake TV for the COMC Community Spotlight Show weekdays at 9:02 a.m., 3:02 and 7:02 p.m. Chris Schneider talks with local leaders to find out more about them and their organizations. It's the COMC Community Spotlight Show on Lake TV.
Welcome back to What's Burning on Lake TV. Wanted to take a quick second and thank the good folks at Culligan Lake of the Ozarks, providing the official bottled water of What's Burning. They can do a lot for you, of course, to keep you hydrated. Maybe you like a individual bottle, you like the 5-gallon jug in your office or your home. And of course, they can come out and take a look around and diagnose the water problems that you have. They'll do a little sample, a little test, and they'll recommend what they think is the best solution to give you that high quality H2O. Give them a call at 573-346-5221. We are glad to have Heather Brown with us, and Heather is the Executive Director of the Convention and Visitor Bureau, and we thought we'd take a little time because it's coming up real soon to talk Harbor Hop.
That's
Hi.
right.
Thank you so much for coming in. Good to
Thanks
have you
for
with us.
having me.
Harbor Hop, my goodness.
That's
Is
right.
it fall already at the lake?
Oh, it is fall at the lake, and it feels like fall at the lake.
It's nice.
It is. Well, I say it feels like fall. It's still like in the almost 80 degrees, so it hasn't quite felt like fall until this week, but we'll take it. So.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
And of course, cooler temperatures, but still a lot of hot fun with Harbor Hop, October the 8th. And this is a huge event. How many years has this been going on now?
So 37 years the Fall Harbor Hop's been going on. So it's really exciting. The initial reason we even started this was to extend the season. I mean, the Lake of the Ozarks used to be Memorial Weekend to Labor Day, and it was just shut off after that. So some pioneers back in the day said, hey, let's try to keep people here. Let's not de-winterize those boats just yet.
Right.
And so they created the Fall Harbor Hop.
It was funny because the very first year I lived here, it was Labor Day weekend, and then it was Labor Day.
Yep.
And there were crowds of people trying to get out of town to get back home to do what they needed to do. And the next day it was like, I couldn't find a person to help me if I wanted to.
Nope.
Or if I needed to, but there was a few of the folks out there that were still, open and doing things. But this great event, the Fall Harbor Hop, which was the original,
Yes.
is going on October the 8th. Let's talk a little bit about what folks need to do to get involved.
Okay, so the Fall Harbor Hop's a great event. So it starts at 9 a.m. and it ends at 7 p.m. So most of the waterfront marinas start at 9, end at 5, but a lot of the restaurant bars start at 11 a.m. and end at 7. So really from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., you can go anywhere. Go to funlake.com. You can see a list of locations of who's participating, and you can decide where you want to start. Right. You just show up. You pay your $20, you get your hand, and from there you take that form to the next 7 locations. You get a stamp, you draw a card, you turn it in at the end for a chance to win some amazing gift certificates to use at all those locations. So.
That's wonderful. And I got to say that there's 7 locations you can go to, but go to as many as you want.
Absolutely.
A lot of these places have specials for Harbor Hoppers, and they do something especially for Harbor Hop weekend at the Lake of the Ozarks. So get out on your boats, and can people go by land if they want?
Absolutely. That's so funny because we just brought that up the other day. I said, you'd be surprised how many people go by car, especially if the weather's not. We've had some Harbor Hops where it's a little rainy, or maybe like in the spring, we've had it where it snowed a little bit in the morning. So some people go by land, and you absolutely can. You don't have to go by boat. Of course, it is a water event, but yeah, go by land, go by boat, just grab your friends and obviously be safe while you're doing it, but go around, pick a location to start. But you're exactly right. We call this a hop because it's not a poker run. It's not a race. It's not a timed event. We want you to leisurely hang out, go to as many places as you possibly can. There's live music. They have the specials as you were talking about. Just have fun. Have fun at the lake.
And make sure one of the things that you do also, especially if you're going to be behind the wheel of a vehicle, be it a boat or a car, is make sure you have a sober driver,
That's right.
sober captain. That's very important. But this is such a fun event, and you get the gift certificates, like you said. This is a good opportunity to maybe see the Lake of the Ozarks, explore some areas you haven't seen before,
That's right.
and just really take in a fun day. And as of this morning, I checked the Harbor Hop forecast.
Yep.
It's looking good.
It's looking amazing. So we're very, very excited to have it. We're just really about a little over a week away from the event. We'll have people coming from all over, different states. Of course, locals, second homeowners also join in on that event. But we'll have a couple thousand people that participate in this event. So much fun. We cover the entire Lake of the Ozarks area, so it doesn't matter where you're staying. You're going to have places you can visit close to where you're at, so you don't have to travel the whole lake to participate. So
That's incredible, and that's exactly what you want. As far as things go, again, folks, just go to the website, funlake.com. They'll have all the information there and how you can get registered. Is there anything folks can do to pre-register online, or just you just go to the website?
You just go to the website, know where you're going to start. That's the main thing. You don't have to pre-register, you don't prepay, you just do it. Everything when you show up at that first location. Our workers, we have workers there that will be set up. You won't miss them, and you can just go to each location. They'll give you a map, they'll give you everything that you absolutely need. So really just pick a place close to you and start there.
And then how soon do you determine winners?
So it does take us a couple weeks. We go through them 3 to 4 times, all the hands that are turned in. You do have to turn in your hand in order to win. A lot of people, sometimes we don't get them all turned back in, which is okay. But you want to turn them all in if you're going to have an opportunity. We do have worst hand, and we do have random drawing. So even if you don't have a good poker hand, that's okay, because you could have a chance of winning as a worst or a random drawing. So make sure you turn it in, and it takes us a couple weeks. I truly tell people, give us about 3 to 4 weeks, because we go through them 3 to 4 times all by hand, and there's a couple thousand in the fall. So give us a couple weeks. We notify every winner by certified mail. We call them, and we send them a letter certified mail with their winnings.
So get out there and participate in Harbor Hop. It is going to be a lot of fun. Well, while we've got you here, let's talk a little bit about the, I guess we can call it the season that was. How are we doing this year? Still a lot of people coming to the lake?
Yeah, so we kept saying, 2020 was obviously just a crazy year with the pandemic, but yet our numbers were still good because we were open and a lot of places were closed. Right, wrong, or indifferent, doesn't matter what side of the fence you are on that. The reality is people came to the lake. We have the great outdoors. They were outside. So people said, okay, let's not use these numbers to judge how we did. Then 2021 came around. There's still that pandemic awareness. A lot of people were still cautious. Numbers were through the roof. We had record-breaking numbers down here at Lake of the Ozarks. So we once again said, okay, that's a fluke. Let's just we're still going to compare to 2019.
Right.
Then this past summer happened, and we were up from 2021.
Wow.
So you're sitting there going, we weren't comparing to 2019. If we compared to 2019, we had astronomical numbers. So, and we look at the lodging tax collection is how we determine if we're up. We look at sales collection. And so having said that, we were up about 14% from 2021, which that's huge for us. So the people are still coming. They're still interested in Lake of the Ozarks. They're excited. I foresee that to continue. I mean, I do think our conventions came back last year, which I think that helped with those numbers as well, whereas in 2020 and 2021 conventions were still soft. Those came back. So I foresee our numbers to continue to be still pretty steady and pretty good going into this year.
That is very promising. I know a lot of the businesses around here were working overtime. Dock builders, marine dealers, real estate agents were just humping to try and get as much done as they possibly could and accommodate as many people as they possibly could. We know that there are some outside influences, shortage of certain materials that make it a little difficult, but these folks work overtime to accommodate their clientele as best they possibly can. As far as the Lake of the Ozarks Convention and Visitor Bureau, give us all the contact information. We mentioned the website, funlake.com.
Yeah, so we are a membership-based organization. We promote tourism for Miller, Morgan, and Camden counties. We truly cover all 3 counties that represent Lake of the Ozarks. So what we do is we produce the vacation and services guide, the restaurant guide, as well as we have funlake.com. So we want to not only promote to visitors while they're here, but we want to promote to them and encourage them to come to Lake of the Ozarks. So that's our focus, that's our goal. And so to get more information, funlake.com, of course, is a great resource. You can get a lot of information about our organization as well as the Lake of the Ozarks. And you can also call 573-348-1599.
We'll put that up on the screen for folks to reference if they need to. Heather Brown, the Executive Director of the Lake of the Ozarks Convention and Visitor Bureau, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And thanks to everybody ahead of time for coming down and enjoying Harbor Hop. More coming up right here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
All right, folks, we're back here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV, and I've got David Letterberry, one of the staff members here. Thank you, David, for participating.
Happy to.
He actually drew the short straw, folks. That's what happened. And when you draw the short straw, you have to come out here and participate in whatever we ask you to participate in. And we don't always tell you up front. So just so you know, David, here's the deal. We got some trivia questions. Carolyn Stoner Bowling, who was here earlier with Medical Missions for Christ, she left me some trivia questions, and we didn't get to ask the trivia questions when she was here. She would have been asking me these trivia questions. So rather than look stupid on the air, I can do that without any help. We thought that I could practice being an MC, and you could just do your best to answer the trivia questions.
You're going to help me look stupid instead.
No, brother, you'll be fine. He's a smart guy, folks.
So he tries to be.
I've got these questions, and I believe these won't be on any of the sheets for this year, folks. These are like last year's trivia questions. Here I have the questions. Here I have the answers. And so we thought we'd take a couple of minutes and just, see how well you can handle the trivia questions. Let's start with question number 1. This is a true or false question, David.
Okay.
And it says, the nail of your middle finger grows faster than the nail on your pinky finger. True or false?
I'm going to say true.
Well, you would be right, so you're off to a good start. The growth rate of your fingernails is proportionate to the length of your finger.
That's cool. I didn't actually know that.
He's 1 for 1. So are you very well versed in music?
My mom raised me on like classic rock, so.
Then you're probably going to do well here.
Okay.
What Three Dog Night song opens with the name of an Old Testament prophet?
Ooh. Oh, that's one that I don't know.
Would you like a clue? I can give you a musical clue without the lyrics, and I think you'll get it right off the bat.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. Maybe that wasn't a good clue. I don't know. I can't give you a whole lot. You know your Three Dog Night?
Not really. That's
No.
why I think I won't know this one.
All right, we'll let you slide on this one.
I've disappointed everyone at home.
The song was "Joy to the World," and the lyric is "Jeremiah was a bullfrog."
I do know that one.
All right.
Oh no.
Okay. Let's do two more. What is fish fizzing? It's a multiple choice question. What is fish fizzing? Fizzing. Playing underwater music to attract fish. That's A. B. Stunning fish with electricity, forcing them to the surface. Or C. Relieving the pressure in fish with overinflated air bladders. A, B, or C.
Wow. You know, it sounds illegal in a few states.
Sure, I can understand that.
Fish fizzing. Oh man. Like the most nightmarish soda I've ever heard of. Let's go with C.
Wow. That's incredible. Megan, are you relaying the answers to him somehow? Did you see the answers? C, relieving the pressure in fish with an overinflated air bladder. Fish fizzing. I would imagine you just, do you throw them on the ground and step on them? That sounds like it might possibly work. All right, and here's our fourth and final question. In the 2000 movie Castaway, what was the name of the ball that became Chuck's imaginary friend?
Oh, Wilson.
Wilson.
I love that movie.
3-1, folks. He might be a good candidate for your team, so you might want to reach out to David Leatherberry here at Lake TV. David at MyLakeTV.
David L. at MyLakeTV, because there was another David
Okay,
here.
David L. at MyLakeTV.com. Are you free on October the 15th?
Ooh, you know, actually, I'll be in KC for the Renaissance Fair because I'm a gigantic nerd.
We'll see if we can't maybe switch things around and get him there another weekend if you really want him on your team. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate the opportunity.
Happy to.
And did I do okay as an MC? Was I clear and easy to
Honestly,
understand?
I think you're going to nail it, KB.
I appreciate that. $20 goes a long way. Folks, stick around. We've got more coming up, including Furry Friends, KB's Furry Friends, right here on Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. We think it's hot stuff when things cool down. We spring into action when things start warming up. Of course, summer is one big, huge shootout on Lake TV. And we fall in love all over again when autumn rolls around. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family, and at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
It is time for KB's Furry Friends here at Ozarks Cat and Canine, courtesy of our veterinary at the lake. As always, we're joined by Mary Meow Me Tilly in a room full of cats, and a room full of cats that, well, we're going to talk about something that's very important when you have a lot of cats that look alike. But Mary, tell us about who we have here today, the Fab Five?
We are in a room full of dinosaurs. So this little guy that I'm holding right here, this is Pterodactyl. And his brothers are Brontosaurus, Stegosaurus, Tyrannosaurus Rex, and Velociraptor.
And how do we come up with the names?
I've always wanted to do a dinosaur litter, and we had all boys, so it seemed appropriate. The thing with his brothers is I cannot tell them apart unless I check their microchip.
And that's what we're going to talk about here in just a little bit. But where did all of these cats come from?
So they are not quite 6 months old.
So kittens, right?
Yeah, technically kittens, yes. We have a lady that we work with who feeds a feral colony, and she's been trying her best over the years to trap all the mamas and get them fixed. There was one mama that has eluded her for a long time.
Apparently.
And she was finally able to trap her this spring. She was pregnant when she trapped her. This lady is really dedicated. She went and bought a chicken coop and put up, and put the mama in the chicken coop so she didn't have to take her inside the house because she was feral. And the babies were born in the chicken coop, and they lived in there until they were until we had room and they were big enough to come in. So they spent first 5 months in a chicken coop. She would go outside every day and feed him and play with him, and this little guy was, because he was different, I think, was her favorite, and so he was very, very social when he came in. The others were pretty scared when they first arrived. They'd all kind of huddle together in a kennel, and we've got them in this room here, so they had plenty of room to move around.
And this is Brontosaurus.
This is Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl.
Brontosaurus is on the tower back behind us there. He is actually the most shy still of all of them, but he's coming around.
Yeah, he's
and
been back
the others are pretty crazy now.
Right. Well, you know, what folks can't see is that my wonderful producer, Megan Alpers, is we've got a cat tree here, and apparently we've got a cat tree over here, too. These cats just, they love the shoelaces, apparently, and anything that's loose that they can play with or chew on. So that's probably something to keep in mind. Now, are they all available for adoption?
They are all available, and we would love to see at least some of them go home in pairs. Yep.
Well, that's going to happen
like
for
your
4 of
brothers,
them.
don't you?
That's going to happen for 4 of them, but maybe somebody will adopt 3 and somebody will adopt 2.
It happens once in a while. We don't have quite as many triples, but sometimes when they're siblings and they don't want to leave the one behind, we have had some. I'm going to put you down now. We have had some triple adoptions on kittens here and there.
So I would say it's probably a good idea. And what's really interesting about these cats is the markings, as you can see on their backs. Here.
Oh.
The only one, Pterodactyl, is basically all gray. Really doesn't have a whole lot of markings. Some stripes on the tail and some miscellaneous stripes, but they're all beautiful little kittens, and they would all love a good home. So
they are all domestic short hairs by breed, but this pattern on their coats is known as a target tabby. Because it has the circles and the swirls all over it.
I see. Well, one looks like a chipmunk, and one could be confused for a watermelon, and a lot of other different things that we have got going on here. Let's talk about the importance of microchipping, because I think this really kind of brings that all home when you've got 5 cats, and they're a little hard to identify unless you've got your chip reader.
Right.
So how easy is it for folks that may not have a pet microchip to bring it in here or take it to their vet or someplace and get it microchipped?
So most vets will do microchipping, but depending on what company they use and how much they upcharge, it can get a little expensive. We do have, along with our low-cost vaccine vouchers, we do have low-cost microchipping vouchers. And that makes the microchip $15. And the registration lasts on our chips for the first year. Once you pay that $15, you're good to go until the end of the first year. And then we use PetLink. They ask you at the end of that year to upgrade to a lifetime membership, which is a one-time fee of $20.
That's not bad at all.
And if you choose not to upgrade, your information still stays in the system. But if you moved or changed your phone number, any of your contact methods, and you went in and tried to update it, they wouldn't let you update it till you pay that fee. And keeping the chips updated, the nice thing about our system, excuse me, dude. The nice thing about our system is it automatically registers them as soon as we put it in the computer, and everything closes out at the end of the day. So the people don't have to worry about registering them themselves. They just have to worry about keeping it updated.
I see.
We have a lot of, every time a stray comes into us, the first thing we do is check it for a microchip. And it's kind of rare that we actually have one that has a microchip. And then a lot of times we'll be like, oh good, this one's chipped, we'll get it home. And then we call the number and check on it, whether it's PetLink or somebody else, and then find out that they never registered it. Or they registered it, but then they've changed their phone number, and we can't get a hold of them because they haven't updated the information.
But on the other side of that, there are a lot of stories that we've heard about where animals have been maybe gone for a while, and they just by chance decided to go get it checked for a microchip, find the microchip, find the current owner, and pet and owner are reunited. And that's what this is really all about, making sure. And I guess, too, is there any way of checking maybe health records to see what kind of shape the cat's in through the microchip? Anything else that's beneficial?
It depends on the chip company and also what information they have put in there. So I know that our chips through PetLink, once the owner logs into their account, they can upload photos, they can upload other information, you know, like whether or not that animal's on any kind of medication, things like that. If an individual checks a chip and calls a chip company, they might not be able to get as much information as we can at the shelter, or if a vet that called in.
Well, again, I would imagine it's one of those situations where what you do is you simply call, if you find an animal, call, see if you can bring it into a vet, bring it into an animal shelter. They can check the chip for you, and then you're in pretty good shape as far as maybe then the vet or the animal shelter can take it to the as they say, the next level, and find out more about the animal.
Because a lot of times, even if an animal isn't registered, as a shelter employee, I can call and check a chip, and I can ask them, who did you sell this chip to? And they'll give me the name of a vet's office or another shelter somewhere, and a lot of times I can trace it that way, call the shelter, you know, I've got this animal, and then they may have it in, they'll have it in their computer system or in their records, even though the person didn't actually register the chip, and sometimes we can trace them that way.
So the importance or the moral of today's story, friends, is get your animals chipped, and it could possibly reunite you and your pet if something happens, you get separated. It could possibly help the vet or the animal shelter determine whether or not somebody brings an animal in. It might be or have been without its medication for a while, so they can help it there. So a lot of benefits from chipping the animal and making sure that that's just I guess another layer of protection for a lot of different
A lot
reasons.
of times it can also help us determine an age. You know, if they can tell us, you know, how long that chip has been registered, then that gives us an idea, you know, how old the animal is, because otherwise it's just a guessing game.
Absolutely. Well, if you'd like to adopt one of the 5 dinosaur bunch, or maybe a couple or 3 or 4 or all 5, if you're thinking about it, would you let somebody adopt all 5?
If they had the right situation for them, we might,
We like to keep the family together, you know how it is. Come by and see the folks here at Ozarks Cat and Canine. You can call them, look up their website, and let's see if we can't find homes for these 5 cats. But quite frankly, we'd like to see maybe 2 of them go together, 3 of them go together, and everybody stays happy. Thanks to our veterinary at the lake for presenting KB's Furry Friends as we're here again at Ozarks Cat and Canine. We've got more coming up on What's Burning on Lake TV.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Welcome to season number 10 of Great High School Football on Lake TV. COMC brings you great games between local rivals Friday nights this fall, with pregame starting at 6:30 and kickoff at 7. September 2nd, it'll be Warsaw and Versailles. September 9th, Eldon home against the Tigers. On the 16th, Osage entertains Eldon. September 23rd, California home to Osage. And we'll close out September with Camdenton home against Bolivar. October 7th, Versailles entertains California. October 14th, Camdenton and Lebanon renew their heated rivalry. The last week of the regular season, it's Osage home to Versailles, and then come the playoffs. The COMC High School Football Game of the Week starting with the pregame show at 6:30 and kickoff at 7. Each game will have an encore showing the following Tuesday at 7:30. Here comes the 10th season of high school football on Lake TV.
Huge week of A Cup of Coffee with Will and Chris this week. Osage Beach getting a new sidewalk and a huge new apartment complex.
Wow, that'd be cool. And a really scary thing where a woman was almost kidnapped and the police ran him down. We'll tell you all about that.
Crossover coming back. We've got our hometown heroes and football. Hoping for a much better week of football this weekend. That and a whole lot more on this week's Cup of Coffee with Will and Chris.
Hey, I want to thank all my great guests for taking some time to hang out with us and let you know about some fun events. Hey, fall is a great time here at the beautiful Lake of the Ozarks, and we'll be talking more about that in the weeks to come. Of course, thanks to all of our sponsors, SRG Financial Advisors, our title sponsor, Budget Blinds, Ozark Barge and Dock, our veterinary at the lake, and the official bottled water of What's Burnin', Culligan, Lake of the Ozarks. Get ready, folks. We'll have another furry friend for you next week from Ozarks Cat and Canine. We'll be looking for a home for a wonderful dog. Her name is Shelby. We'll also be talking about things like, restaurants and bridges, and maybe even get a little bit of an opportunity to talk trucks. And if you're out there looking for a job, you'll definitely want to tune in next week and catch us at 7:02 a.m., 5:02 p.m., and 11:02 p.m. It's What's Burnin' right here on Lake TV.